Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to today's video and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, I'm Kira and that's my son Kai. Yeah. So today I'm going to be doing a try to get ready with me, but instead I'm going to do kind of different. I'm going to be doing like some speed reviews because I just watched one of Morgan Turner's speed reviews. And it kind of inspired me to do this, and I have some videos I need to film, plus I kind of wanted to, I love using this makeup, and I want to tell you guys what I think of it because I have certain opinions on the makeup, so let's get into it. So I always start off with using my Hard Candy Mattaholic Velvet Mousse Lip Liner, and it's in the shade, I believe it's in the shade Midnight Snack, because the kit that I got it calls it Midnight Snack. So, I like this lip liner and I don't like this lip liner. I like this lip liner because it's something different, because it's, for me, because it's black. Well, it's gray. But I don't like it for so many reasons, and I'm going to swatch it for you guys. Okay, so I'm going to keep this swatch here, but that is it swatched. So it looks black on camera, but it's really not. It's really just a gray, a charcoal gray. And the matching lip that it came in was this. And this is the Hard Candy Mattaholic Velvet Mousse Lip Color. And it says on the bottom, Midnight Snack, which is why I call the lip liner Midnight Snack. I'm going to swatch it for you guys. Neither of these are matte. You can see the spark, like you can literally see my lights shining off of the sparkle that's in this. This isn't matte. And that just gives me serious anxiety issues because it's not matte. Nothing that has sparkle in it is matte. But I like it because, again, it's just something different. It's not a product I would recommend to somebody who wants a black lipstick, though. Whether you want it for, like, the reasons I have it, which is something new, pictures, or anything. I just don't recommend this product. I don't, because I'm actually just using it to use it up. Because again, I went into this thinking it was matte, and it's not matte. You can, like, I put my lips together and I can feel this shimmer. Like, I can feel it. And again, this just is not matte. It's not a good formula either, in my opinion. I'm not sure if you can really tell. But this color is just very, very patchy. I would honestly recommend Jeffree Star's Weirdo. He has a liner, a liquid lipstick, a lipstick, and a lip gloss that matches it. So, if you're looking for something like this, I would just recommend Jeffree Star because you're going to get a way better formula, a way better color story, like just everything with Jeffree Star over this. But I do like Hard Candy as a brand. So next is my Nivea Men Post Shave Balm. This is the sensitive one. I've almost used it completely up. This made it into my yearly favorites last year. It was my favorite primer, but my skin has changed. See, last year I had some very, very dry skin, and this just felt super, like, hydrating and nice on the skin, and the glow that it gave my skin, honestly, was able to shine through even when I put powder on top of it, which is something I really, really love. I really want to get into cream products because I've been loving this, like, natural glow that just most cream products will give you. I love this as a primer, although I think most people kind of look at me weird when I use this, just because Nikki Tutorials did mention this and a lot of people used it because of that. But this is a really, really good primer if you need a primer. It smells like a sexy man, which always gets me. And I remember buying this a lot of times for Brandon whenever he would shave. So it is actually a good shave balm also. But I do recommend this as a primer. But most people want to use an actual foundation primer for a primer. So there's that. Okay, next is my Essence I Heart Stage eyeshadow base. I don't know why my computer is just, like, messing up a little bit, so it's hard for me to pause. But anyways, this is an eyeshadow base. I think a lot of people don't use bases anymore. They usually just use their concealer. This is a very thin base. I'll show you it on a swatch. I'm almost completely out of it. I really like this. I might get another one. That's how much I like it. It's very thin. I like ones that are thin and colored like this. I don't like the thicker ones. The thicker ones I just feel like crease on me very, very easily, but something thinner like this is really, really nice. doing a Colourpop order later, but I just went ahead and blended it out. It blends out nice. It makes my eyeshadow last anywhere from 6 to 8 hours, which is perfect, and I set it. So there's that. That's what happened. I do recommend that eyeshadow base if you like a thinner, more flesh colored base. I do recommend that. Alright, so let's get into eyeshadows. Alright, so the palette I'm going to use today is the Laura Lee Los Angeles Sleigh Belle palette. It's in my everyday kit because I wanted to go ahead and use it up. I love this palette. Honestly, I could have taken Bright Lights right here, and I forgot I was using. I had this in this palette, and just literally, like... Honestly, a color like this is a staple in every single palette, in my opinion. Something like this that you can just set with. Did you just fart? The only issue I find with this palette is that it has only the one matte shade in it, which is this cherry chocolate right here, which I am going to go ahead and use. I'm just going to do this, put it in the crease, and then blend it out with a second brush. I think that palettes need more crease colors than what this has, but due to the fact that I am a YouTuber and I typically am using more than one palette at a time in a day in a look, it doesn't bother me that there's only one matte color in here because I'm always reaching into 2 to 3 palettes a day. Alright, so this is kind of like how I ended up with the crease, kind of like blended out. I'm going to take this e.l.f. liquid shadow in Bruised Brushed Copper, and I'm going to apply it right here. I loved these liquid shadows so much. This one's almost completely empty, so I am gonna put it in my decluttered pile over on my shelf because it's almost empty. But this did have a very, very nice formula, and I really, really liked it. And I love eyeshadows like this that you can just apply like that. So I have a full video dedicated to this palette. This is the Perfusion Cosmetics Chocolates palette. Today I'm going to take Solstice right here, just on my finger. A lot of the colors in here have hard panned somewhat. Like, I'm not even sure, can you, like, you can kind of see how hard, like, it hard panned in a few colors, which isn't a big deal for me. I'll just fix it later on my own. I'm just taking Solstice and setting down that liquid shadow. I have found that I like setting down liquid shadows like this. Makes it last a lot longer. Perfusion is very, very affordable. I would recommend this palette if this is your color story. The formula is very, very nice. I haven't found a color in here that I don't like. However, if you get this palette, just know that you are going into this with way more shimmers than you need. Way more, like, more mattes are going to be needed. So definitely this is not a one and done palette. I definitely think that you need to have other palettes with this. So keep that in mind because this is a mega palette. It's a big palette. It's a mega palette. So keep that in mind if you were to get this palette. It doesn't have enough mattes to go with all the shimmers and to create a full look, in my personal opinion. Next, I'm taking this Maybelline Mineral Power Natural Perfecting Foundation. It's in the shade Dark 2, which I know is not my shade at all. I just use this as like a skin tint because my body is, you can't tell on camera, but my body is darker than my face. And this is just the foundation I'm using up. Like I said, I use this kind of like a skin tint like that, where I just use a light layer. I do think that this would be a nice foundation because it does give me a very, very natural look if I had it in my shade. But I still don't know if I would use it as a foundation, even if I did have it in my shade, just because of the look that it gives me. Like this. I'm very interested in trying out the tinted oil makeup by Maybelline. I had to get up and take care of Jackson, and Kai messed around with everything, so sorry. Next one product I've been using is this Wet n Wild Hello Halo liquid highlighter in the shade Rosy and Ruddy. So I went through a phase where I liked soft pink highlighters, and I have a ton of soft pink highlighters. This one I don't like. I'm going to show you a swatch of it. It's very gray toned in my opinion. It's very, like, you can even see it's very silver and like gray toned. This just isn't the kind of highlight I like on my skin now. I was just using it up because I have it. But I typically will blend it out with my fingers like this. And it is a very pretty highlight. It's just not... It doesn't look good to me on my skin tone, I guess is what I'm saying. Because I have a more, like, warm skin tone. So I tend to go for more, like, champagne highlights and golden highlights. Totally forgot to mention that the formula is very, very nice. I really like the formula. So the color is just a personal preference for me. That's why I don't like that product. And it's totally on me. It's because I don't like the color. Next, I go in with my Essence High Beauty Under Eye Brightening Concealer. It's in the shade Peach Beige. It's a color corrector. It's meant to be a color corrector. I like this a lot more as a color corrector for me than I do in the lavender one I used to use. So all I do is I just use it basically like a concealer. And I even sometimes will use this to clean up my liquid highlight because it's very easy for me to go overboard with that highlight and with my fingers blending it out, putting it in places I don't want it. So I typically will use my color corrector to blend that out. Next, I'm going to take my LA Colors contour stick. I just use this as like a concealer because I wanted to use it up. It looks cakey everywhere else but on my under eyes. So if I apply this like in my forehead or anything like that, it looks cakey and I don't like it. So I'm literally just putting this under my under eyes and using this to use it up. I don't recommend this product. It, like I said, it looks cakey and it's not good. Alright, I'm going to take my Colourpop No Filter. This is the finishing powder. I have it in the shade Fair. I love this stuff. I have hit pan on it pretty hard. I love this stuff. I set my under eyes with this every day. It's such a good powder, especially if you're my skin tone. It sets and it brightens. I mean, this is a product that I would not mind getting another one of if I didn't have 6,000 setting powders to use. But if you don't like loose setting powders, which I'm not really into loose setting powders because I make a giant mess because I have a child on my bed while I'm doing my makeup, definitely recommend this. Really good product. This was a mistake. This is the One Size Turn Up the Vase Versatile Powder Foundation. I have mine in the shade Medium 2 and R. Not my shade whatsoever, nowhere near my shade, but, and I don't know how I ended up getting this shade. I think I literally just was doing a Sephora order and I pressed heart. I added this to my loves. And what I ended up doing was adding a powder foundation to my cart when I was going to get a powder foundation, and I didn't double check the shade because I was just picking it out of my loves. But when I added it to my loves, I was like, oh, it doesn't matter about the shade. I'll just pick my shade when I take it out of my loves cart and put it in my cart. Well, that didn't happen. So this is too dark for me, but I still use it because I want to try out the formula. Anyways, this is a really good powder foundation. I really want my correct color. It's so silky smooth and full coverage, and oh my god, like you can see it's so not my color. But oh my god, I love it. I love it. I'm actually going to get this in my shade. That's how much I love this. Is I want to repurchase this. For me to want to repurchase something is like a big thing because I have such a giant makeup collection. But anyways, this is just a Kala brow lash like brush and comb. I'm gonna probably end up decluttering this because I don't like these, but I'm just using it to use it up a little bit because it actually feels like it'd be nice. But I'd rather have a spoolie. Okay, next is the e.l.f. Shape and Stay Brow Pencil. It's just a wax. I always run this through my brows to have something for my product to stick onto. Because I hate my brows. But I don't like this one either. I want to try, I got the brow like lift thing from e.l.f. a couple months ago. I want to try that. So I'm actually putting that in on my shelf of products to try after I go through this. But that's probably a product that's going to get decluttered. So how I do my brows is I take my Wonder Brow that I've used up quite a bit. And I just apply the product from the wand to my brush. I have always hated my brows, so I always am doing something with my brows. So I like to think that I'm pretty good at discovering if brow products are good or not, and this is honestly a really good product. I really like it. Moving back to the eyeshadow, I just wanted to pull out the Sleigh palette and talk a little bit about the 4 shimmers that are in here, because you have this matte and then you have this matte, but you're not using that in the crease, so this matte's literally kind of completely useless other than to set your brow or set everything with. I actually am going to put this on my brow bone to have some kind of little extra there. So I have other videos to film today. So I am debating between taking Wishlist and Festive on my inner corner. I think I'm going to take Festive. Yeah. But I am going to go ahead and swatch these for you. Laura does have a very beautiful formulation for shimmer. So this is Wishlist and this is Festive. Alright. So you can see those. I personally lean more towards Festive. Festive is a very beautiful pink gold shift, whereas the Wishlist is just going to be your standard gold, which you can get in really any palette. So I'm going to put this on the inner corner with just my finger, because I actually prefer applying shimmers, really, of any kind, of any brand, with my finger. So that's not a fault of Laura's brand. I think I'm going to go a little colorful. The reason I got the Sleigh palette from Laura Lee was because of this shade called Wrapped Up, and oh my god, it's so beautiful. So pigmented, so gorgeous. I wanted to get Candy Sky so bad when I did my Laura Lee Los Angeles order in April, which it is April, but I don't know if this video is going to go up in April. But they were sold out, and I didn't have time to wait. I wanted some other stuff from Laura Lee that she had in stock, like the birthday brush bundle, and I wanted to get the birthday brush bundle because it was my birthday, so I'm thinking of doing a Colourpop order today. So pretty! All in all, she doesn't sell this palette anymore. This palette was a holiday palette from a few years ago. She doesn't have the 6 pans anymore. She does have a magnetic palette, and she has singles, but they're all sold out because I was going to get some, but she was sold out. But she does have eyeshadow palettes. I picked up Nudie 2. I have Cat's Pajamas and Nudie Patootie. I don't like Nudie Patootie. I don't like Laura Lee Los Angeles as a brand or as a person, because Nudie Patootie arrived broken to me a few years ago when it first came out, when I first got it. And I emailed the company and they didn't give a fuck. So they never messaged me back at all. So that sucked. But I am giving Laura Lee Los Angeles another try. And I do want to say I like her eyeshadow formula. Her eyeshadow formula is really bomb. I think that you can't go wrong with getting either Nudie Patootie, Nudie 2, or if you have the chance to get Candy Skies, congratulations. You're getting a very, very beautiful formula and a very, very colorful formula. This is the most colorful I have of Laura Lee's formula, because I don't have Candy Skies, and the formulation on this is so amazing. I love it. Every time I pull this out, I love using it. So this is a palette that's probably not going to leave my collection. I am planning a declutter within the next 3 months of me filming this. So, yeah. I haven't been using eyeliner lately, which is crazy. So I haven't been using liquid liner very much, which is weird because I used to love cat eyes. I go through phases like that. But anyways, I'm going to take this Rimmel London eyeliner in 005 Nude. Ugh, I love these. These are so creamy. I love any eyeliner pencil you can find that has the black shading. It typically means to me it's long lasting and it's very, very creamy and it's a nice formula. Maybelline has some like this. I love the Maybelline ones. Not a fan of the Colourpop liners as much as these ones, I'm not gonna lie. Next, I'm going to take my Urban Decay Perversion Mascara. Okay, this is the Urban Decay Perversion Mascara. I have a mini version of it. So this is what the wand looks like. I was thinking of getting the full size and getting the matching liquid liner. But then I was like, I have so many liquid liners and mascaras that I don't need to be purchasing anymore. So I'm going to try to not purchase anymore until I use some up. Because I'm trying to use this mascara up, which is typically why I reach for this one the most out of all my mascaras that I have open right now, which I have 4 open, which is really good for me. I like this mascara a lot. It's one of my favorite ones to reach for whenever I want a black mascara. Diving into a product that they don't make anymore, this is Rimmel London's Coral Glow. It's like a little face quad that they made with Kate Moss. I have the Coral Glow one. They don't make this anymore. I got it years and years and years ago when it came out, obviously, and I held on to it for a while, and I finally decided I needed to use this makeup instead of letting it sit and not get used. And I'm very happy I did because I actually like the formulation of this very, very much. It's not bad at all. Especially, like, it looks natural on my skin, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, this is the contour. I don't think that this is a contour. It's more of a bronzer shade. It's pretty light, but it looks very, very natural. Like, that's it there. It's very natural. The blush could be a little more pigmented. I mean, these powders aren't super duper pigmented, but they look natural on my skin, and that's all I ever really want. And this is the highlight. I always go in with another highlight, though. But it's all so pretty. So I'm just going to take the blush. I've already talked about these powders. I just swatched them. And I do think that it is more corally. The blush is more corally. And then going in with the highlight. The highlight is a very nice shade for me. I kind of figured I'd be able to show you guys a little bit better about the highlight than in a swatch, because the swatch one, it didn't look very, very nice. But on the skin, it looks natural, which that's how I describe this palette, is very natural. But we're going to amp it up a little bit with the Physicians Formula Butter Bronze or Butter Highlight in the shade Champagne. I actually had one of these, and I purchased another one earlier this year, not realizing I had one, so I got the second one out to use up a little bit because I already had it. This is such a gorgeous highlight. The Butter family from Physicians Formula is just so beautiful and so pigmented and so amazing. I used to have the Casey Holmes palette that I used to use every single day that she made with Physicians Formula in the Butter formula, and it was so amazing. I literally hit pan on like every single thing. I actually think I have old videos of me using that palette that you could check out on my channel. I miss that palette. It was so good. This formula is so good. I should swatch it for you guys. It's honestly, I very, very lightly put my finger in here and look at how much pigment and product came off. You know, look at that. Like, stop it. That's beautiful. So this is the Jeffree Star Cosmetics, the gloss in the shade 6 Feet Under. I have this just specifically for this lipstick to kind of amp it up, and it honestly adds a little bit more black to it, and it kind of is able to make it kind of look less patchy in person whenever I'm doing pictures and stuff like that. So this gloss was definitely a good purchase, in my opinion, for myself with this look. I'm going to go ahead and swatch it so you guys can see. I love this. This came from the Cremated collection. I love it. Jeffree Star has really good formulas. I definitely recommend pretty much anything he has because he has really, really good formulas. But the gloss, I love using this as a topper. He has other glosses that... He has other glosses that are meant to be used on your lips, or glosses like this where it's just like a topper, which I love. Alright, we're on the last product. Kai's literally laying right here. I think he's ready for a nap. The last product I use is this Milani Make It Last Original Setting Spray. I just recently started using this again. Love this setting spray. It's definitely very, very good, especially with it being so affordable. I've only tried the original formula. I won't try the other ones because I know I like this formula so, so much. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell. All that social media great stuff. I'm going to end it here, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye, guys!